All right, today we're going to dive into something really cool, a concept called Boardroom in a Box. We're talking about a whole new way to use AI for complex decision-making. What if you could assemble a virtual team of AI experts to hammer out smarter, more robust strategies? It's a fascinating idea that could really change the game.
So let me ask you a question. When you prompt an AI for a strategy, do you ever get the feeling it's, well, stuck in an echo chamber? Are you really getting a well-rounded plan, or just a single, one-dimensional answer? It's a huge issue when you're trying to make really important decisions.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? A single large language model, no matter how powerful it is, it's always going to have its own built-in biases and a limited point of view. But real-world strategy is never that simple. It's all about this delicate balance of different perspectives. You've got to weigh the financial data, the creative potential, and all the possible risks. A single AI voice just can't do all that effectively.
So, what's the solution? It's this system, a multi-persona brainstorm partner. The best way to think of it is like a self-driving boardroom in a box. The whole idea is to take a single prompt and instead of just giving you an answer, it transforms it into a structured, high-level debate between multiple AI experts.
How many experts are we talking about here? 5. The system assembles this specialized team of 5 distinct AI personas, and each one is designed to bring a unique and totally crucial perspective to the table.
And here's the council. You've got the analyst, who's all about the numbers and data. Then there's the critic, whose entire job is to poke holes and find every single potential weakness. You have the optimist, who's dreaming big about market vision. The creative thinker for those really out-of-the-box ideas. And finally, the domain expert, keeping everyone's feet on the ground with specialized knowledge. It's a perfectly balanced team.
Okay, so you have this AI council, but how do they actually work together? Well, it's not some chaotic free-for-all. Instead, it's a really efficient, high-speed debate that happens in a very reliable 3-stage process. Let's see how it works. So first, a router agent reads your initial prompt and intelligently picks only the experts that are actually needed for that specific task. Then, and this is the really cool part, all the selected agents get to work at the exact same time in parallel. Finally, a mediator agent comes in, takes all of their different, often conflicting inputs, and synthesizes them into one single, cohesive strategy. And that parallel processing part, that's the real game changer here. The old way of doing this was sequential. One agent thinks, then passes the task to the next. It's slow, and it creates all these bottlenecks. This new way is concurrent. All the selected AIs think at once, which just maximizes speed and makes the whole process incredibly efficient.
So you might be wondering, how do they get that kind of speed without sacrificing quality? Well, they use a really smart hybrid model strategy. For all those parallel tasks where speed is everything, the system uses a fast, cost-efficient AI model. But for that final, deep reasoning step, the synthesis, it switches to a much more powerful, sophisticated model. It's all about using the right tool for the right job, optimizing for both speed and quality.
Now let's talk a little more about that final step, because this is where the real magic happens. It's not just about collecting opinions, it's about the art of reconciliation. This synthesis step is actually described as the highest value part of the entire process.
And this quote really says it all. The mediator agent isn't just a summarizer. This system actually reconciles conflict. It finds a way to make opposing viewpoints work together in a coherent strategy.
So what does that actually mean? It means the final strategy is forced to explicitly address the friction between the different perspectives. For instance, it'll take the critic's warnings about risks and weigh them directly against the optimist's grand market vision. This kind of conflict-based reasoning is what makes sure the final plan is grounded in reality, not just wishful thinking.
So what's the payoff for all this complexity? Well, the result is an output that's not just smarter, but also safer. You end up with enterprise-grade strategies that are truly ready for the real world.
And here's why this is such a big deal for any serious business application. First, you get total traceability and auditability because every single idea is attributed back to the AI persona that proposed it. That conflict-based reasoning we talked about also makes sure the plans are grounded and realistic. And maybe most importantly, this isn't just a research paper. It's a production-ready solution.
And the proof is right there in the engineering. The agent is fully containerized and ready for live deployment on a cloud service. So this isn't some theoretical concept. It's a practical tool that's been built, tested, and is ready to be used.
So when you sum it all up, this technology represents a huge shift in thinking.
It moves AI from being a single, isolated consultant into being a cohesive, collaborative, and even argumentative team that works together to produce something greater than the sum of its parts.
And that leaves us with a final fascinating thought to chew on. As AI systems get better and better at forming their own expert teams to solve problems, what does that mean for how our human teams will need to evolve to work alongside them? It's definitely something to think about.